Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's EFK. Welcome back to the channel. And today, I want to talk about the Nintendo DS and why we don't talk about the Nintendo DS. Because for those who don't know, Nintendo DS, which was Nintendo's follow-up handheld to the Game Boy Advance, is actually a pretty great system. It's actually a great little. I've obviously got Nintendo DS I here, so it's not the original DS or the Lite version, so it can't play Game Boy Advance games. But to me, this system's really underrated. I don't know why. Because first of all, one big thing this game did, or this game system did, was it basically introduced touchscreens to so many people, right? Remember, the original smartphone with a touchscreen, the iPhone, didn't come out until 2007, right? The DS came out in 2004. So 3 years before Apple made touchscreens the standard in smartphones, Nintendo made a must-have feature in a game system. Right, that's a huge thing. Especially the game software library on the system is actually pretty good. You know, you had Call of Duty games, and these were their own special versions of these Call of Duty games as well. You had games from Mario Kart, Mario Bros. You had, Kirby. You had Zelda. You had Metroid. There was so many great little gems on this system. You know, you also had stuff like Age of Empires had ports to this system. You know, Viva Pinata had a game on this system. There was so many different games, right? Sure, the Nintendo DS was also deemed a shovelware system, much like the Nintendo Wii. And that's why I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the Nintendo DS as much as they should. The Nintendo DS is actually one of the best selling consoles of all time, with over 150 million consoles sold. But no one talks about it. At least from what I've seen on YouTube, no one's spoken about it, at least in my community, for a long time. You know? And it's kind of sad because Nintendo DS was actually my first game system. It's actually the first system that I owned. And I haven't made a video on the DS since, 2019, 2020? Which was a long time ago. And we're in 2023 now. My channel's basically dead. And yeah, it's just mad. You know, how long it's been since I made a video on the system. Now, the system's obviously been... It's outdated in comparison to obviously what we have nowadays. But personally, I feel like if Nintendo did something like add Nintendo DS games to Switch Online, then there'd be a huge resurgence in demand for DS content, DS games, people discussing the system because people love Nintendo systems. But the DS is just sort of feels like a forgotten handheld to me. It's one of the best selling of all time, but it lives in the shadow of the Game Boy. And the DS family as a whole was phased out after the Switch launch, so it kind of lives in the shadow of its predecessor and its successor, so to speak. Because even the 3DS doesn't get much love, so there's that. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Do you think that's why we don't see Nintendo DS content that much? Do you think that's why we don't really hear about Nintendo DS as a whole in the retro gaming community? Because you only ever seem to hear about it when it's like, oh, this game from the DS costs like hundreds of pounds, whatever now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, turn notifications. I put new videos whenever I can, so make sure you check them out. I've been EFK and I'm signing out. Peace.